What is up, Earthnoids and Spacenoids? I am just a simple new type, and in this episode we begin our journey of Mobile Suit Gundam 8. Welcome to the Constant Calendar. A world once on the peak of becoming a utopia fell into chaos. Now only 258 people remain on Earth. We see that this is due to an alien threat, but we will slowly, over the course of this manga, learn how. Let's not waste any time, and let's get into this. Earth, the third planet from the sun. It has been eons since humanity came to be on this planet. The people made huge technological leaps, and they were heading to a new era of prosperity. However, it never came to be, and civilization collapsed. Constant Calendar 2030. Very few humans remain. 258 to be exact. Only one Gundam remains. Out of Gundam Zirius comes Naomi Subaru. He contacts his friends. They're going to need another 30 minutes before they can launch. Luckily, they shaved off 20 minutes already. They mention that something might reach them first, but that is why he and Zirius are here. He's going to ensure that the shuttle reaches space. He's leaving things in the hands of Nathan, who will look after the people. Naomi meets with Marionetta. She wants to stay by his side, but he must ensure that the 8 make it off planet, especially her. He says to not forfeit her life so easily. The two look at the mass driver system. They hear a loud noise. The two embrace and she heads back. The team still needs 10 minutes to connect the booster. It looks like Naomi is going to have to buy them some time. Over the hill come a horde of Cronenberg-like kaijus. They come rushing towards the base. This happens to be an alien race. Naomi asks Gundam Zirius to lend him some strength. The EES-001 Gundam Zirius is the latest mobile suit developed by EVA, or Extravehicular Activity, along with the East End Corporation. Modularity is the mobile suit's specialty. What makes this unit unique is the feather extension, which was created after researching data gathered from aliens codenamed Mother Swan. This can control crystal-like objects to attack kaiju. It also has self-repairing capabilities. As of now, we don't know if this is alien tech or Gundam specific. It has 2 beam sabers, the EES Arms 001 beam rifle, and a shield. It also has hardpoints. Naomi activates the feather extensions. It is able to move hundreds of crystals with this. They move in like a hurricane. He impales the aliens, but they continue moving in. Approaching him are what appears to be Cronenberg monsters in the form of a Gundam. Their ship prepares for launch. They are uncertain if they could even launch with all this chaos, but Marionetta believes that Naomi will protect them. A giant monster comes out in front of the mass driver system, but Naomi rips it in two. The ship is good to launch. The Gundam and Cronenberg continue fighting. These Gundam monsters are able to fire beam sabers out of their mouths. It attacks tinier Cronenberg monsters. It's also using a giant spine as a whip. Gundam Zirius rushes in and slices off the head of the monster. He tries to keep up with the ship as it takes off, but the aliens hold him back. Naomi chops the giant monster in half, and the ship is able to make it out into space. Marionetta hopes that he will stay safe. We flash back to 4 years earlier, Constant Calendar 2026. A young Naomi is daydreaming when he is approached by a younger Marionetta. She tells him to stop dozing off. Out near Jupiter is the Atlantis. The SSA 10,000 Atlantis is a deep space exploration ship built by the Solar System Alliance. This serves 2 functions. It is essentially a giant roaming colony, and it is also a research facility to study Mother Swan, a mysterious alien race. There are 5 main sections. First is the habitation zone, which contains urban environments. Second is the industrial section. This area is in 0G, unlike the habitation zone. Third is the school. Fourth is the mobile suit deck, with 32 catapults. And fifth is the spaceport. There are 4 command bridges. This took 20 years to build. Close by are Marzams running training exercises. The EEA-300 Marzam is the latest mobile suit developed by the East End Corporation, a part of the EEA series of mobile suits. This was originally designed to be used for outer space exploration. However, they were postponed and ended up as training units for cadets. They are painted crash dummy yellow. Weapons include a beam saber, the EEA Arms 031 short barrel rifle, a short barrel paintball rifle, and a shield. It also has a multi-cockpit chair and hardpoints. Naomi is bouncing around, but Dion Ildo is able to get a hit on him. Dion is the victor of this mock battle. Naomi gives the blankest of expressions. You want to feel something, buddy? Inside one of the habitats on Atlantis is where the school is located. They are all looking over the leaderboard. Currently, Kance is first. Federica is second, and Dion is third. Federica tells Marionetta that she barely made the cutoff at 25. But Marionetta says none of this matters. The Deep Space Exploration Project will require him. Marionetta is looking at Naomi. Naomi is chilling under a tree, being a free spirit. When Marionetta comes over and tells him to stop dozing off, he is surprised that she even knows his name, as they have never talked before. He knows her quite well, as she is known as the Moonbow Prima, and her dancing is quite famous. She is also number 25 across the board when it comes to medical, engineering, and much more. Everyone seems to be ranked, and this appears to be before the culling, so to speak. She wonders why Naomi is consistently in last place in almost all categories. She says that he can actually take first place if he applies himself. He doesn't think he could beat Kantz. Even so, she wonders why he doesn't even try a little bit. He says it is none of her concern. You have to sign up for the deep exploration project, so she wonders why even bother. Naomi says that he wants to see flocks of mother swans soaring through space with his own eyes. As he walks away, she wonders if he is afraid. He says, yeah, of course I am. She calls him a coward. Naomi walks over to her and chokes a bitch. While choking her, he says that her eyes remind him of mommy. This causes him to walk away. New spicy fetish or mental illness masked his delusion. I'll let you decide. She mentions that his hands were so gentle. Oh, spicy fetish. She invites him to come see him perform later that night. Perhaps he could learn a thing or two. Dean Cupertino is meeting with Assemblyman Henry Braddock, who recently won re-election. If he lost before the launch of the new exploration vessel, they may have become the laughingstock of Atlantis. They're looking out over the Marzims, but one mobile suit is covered under a tarp. The two also look at data on Kantz, Federica, and Dion, the top students. Henry notes that all the top students happen to be 8s. This means the 8th generation, which has been through genetic enhancement. The 8s surpass the 7th generation in strength and intelligence. They're going to be the generation that takes humanity outside of the solar system. As much as Henry likes to talk about the next generation, Dean Cupertino hopes that this exploration mission also involves finding Mother Swan. They both look up to a sample of Mother Swan that they have. This manga says, remember the plot thread about aliens and Gundam Seed? Fukuda won't answer it, but maybe we will. They wonder if they will discover a second specimen one day. Henry mentions they are sifting through thousands of students, so knowing the future, there is going to be a culling. Don't tease me with thousands of people dying and not show it. You better show it. Also, there seems to be a group of 7th generations emerging, calling themselves the 7 Oaths. Those 8s be taking all the jobs, yo. They want equal rights. A generation of rebelling and breaking out of the system. Later that night, Naomi heads to Marionetta's performance, where he runs into Federica and Kantz also attending. They didn't expect him to show up, but Kantz also notices 2 older men looking suspicious. Kantz asks Naomi to help him out. The two suggest the men not pull out whatever weapons they are hiding and leave immediately. They choose violence and pull out a knife, so Naomi takes a knee and shoves it up one guy's back. The 2 men are taken into police custody. They want to question Naomi. He realizes Kantz has vanished. That asshole bounced and didn't say a word. He heads back to the venue. The event is over, but Marionetta is still there. She dances in a water bubble. And if you could swim in a water bubble, you could throw a ball in there. Blitzball's back, bitches! He knows that he was derailed this evening and explains how amazing she was. Humble brag, but she says that everyone enjoyed the night because he saved the day. She says that Kantz was bragging about leaving the cleanup to him, so maybe now he has a reason to try hard and beat Kantz. The next day, another mock battle takes place. This time, the final 2 on the battlefield are Kantz and Naomi. He is able to get a direct hit on Kantz, which is the first time anyone has ever done that. This allows Naomi to make the cutoff, but it kicks Marionetta off the team. She doesn't seem to mind. Since she is still top of the class, she could take on a flight control position on the bridge of the Atlantis, helping him out. The team has now been decided. Atlantis is near the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. Marionetta tells the team to proceed to the designated flight routes. Paris realizes that they want the team to speed through the asteroid belt. Matthias and Vamillo are with her. Kantz is mad that he has to babysit Naomi. He thinks whoever created this flight path is rude. It was Marionetta, and she could hear every word they are saying. Matthias ends up being the first to make it through the path and is outperforming Kantz. One thing to note is that Matthias is Marionetta's younger brother. Now that they have made it through, they will begin combat training. Naomi and Kantz go up against Paris, Matthias, and Vamillo. Naomi and Kantz wreck Paris and Vamillo, but Matthias is hanging in there. Matthias rushes in, but Naomi in his Marzim is able to spin around and get a shot in the back. Matthias is amazed of Naomi's skills. Get back in your mobile suit, idiot. They end training for the day. Kantz's performance wasn't too great today either. Marionetta tells them to cut him some slack, as he has to say goodbye to his sister today. She isn't coming on the exploration. He doesn't like to talk about his personal life, just like Naomi. Kantz says goodbye to his family. This is not his mother. This beautiful man is his father. This is his mother. They say their goodbyes and depart on a shuttle. Meanwhile, Federica sits next to Naomi. She says, "You don't remember me, do you?" Usually, Naomi's memory is sharp, but nothing is coming to mind. She shows Naomi a tiny purse. It suddenly clicks. We flash back to a hostage situation. Cops surround a building where a man is holding a young girl hostage. This girl is a younger Federica. And that will do it for our first dive into Mobile Suit Gundam 8. I definitely like what we have been introduced to. We get a series where there is an alien threat out there. Every Gundam is about oppression of some sorts, and in this series, it comes in the form of superiority through genetic lineage. We always say that the children are the future. What if you take that to the extreme? I also like that from what we are shown so far, the 7th generation is the only ones who are rebelling. I am curious to see where that goes. Next time, we see that the Atlantis actually has more than one Zirius Gundam, opening more questions as to what happens in the future. But that will do it for now, new types. Remember, a world where there are only 258 people is my dream. Imagine the silence. So quiet. Peace.